I came today because I really wanted to find out what other trusts are doing in terms of achieving high levels of feedback from their patients with the friends and family test. I really wanted to see what lessons had been learned and how I might take that learning back to my own organisation.
I'm really hoping to learn more about what we can do in terms of measuring patient experience, and particularly getting rapid real-time feedback that can improve services in the independent sector.
We see all of our mums through labour, around the time of caesarean section, and we see them all on the following day, but we have no way of quantifying that, and to feed back to anaesthetists are often the less acknowledged members of the team that look after mums in labour.
6 months ago we had a symposium, and a lot of the questions were about why. Why should we do this? Why do we need another test? Why do we need to listen more to our patients? Surely we're doing this. The atmosphere outside and the dialogue and the emails that so many of you have been sending over the last few days is about how. It's about how do we do it better? How do we do it bigger? How do we get the benefits that some of these pioneers seem to be doing? What's in the water in Hull?
This approach is different in that it's focused. It's absolutely one question: what do you want to give feedback on? It's targeted. We do it on our inpatients, we do it across each ward, and it's got the support of every senior leader across the organisation. As soon as wards, where we were piloting it, started to see what patients were saying, they got a glow inside, like the Ready Berek effect. They had this glow inside. Other wards, within 2 weeks, were saying, we want it. Can we be next? So it became a viral thing across the organisation, and 59 wards now do iWantGreatCare.
Getting feedback from patients is absolutely crucial. I think we are experiencing very difficult times in the NHS. Our culture is being questioned as never before, and there are dangers that we lose confidence of patients that we are listening and that we are acting on what we're being told. What iWantGreatCare does is it changes the initiative. It enables us to demonstrate that we are listening. It makes feedback transparent. People can see what's changed as a result, and it puts us on the front foot in talking to patients.
We do have particular challenges, and we are hoping that iWantGreatCare can work with us to actually design a bespoke system for collecting information from patients that doesn't rely upon that traditional methodology. So one thing we're actually looking to explore is by using perhaps the third sector, the voluntary agencies, to actually come and do some telephone interviews with our patients, or even go and visit them in their own homes and do a face-to-face interview.
I think children and young people are often forgotten, yet the reality is that 25% of all healthcare that's delivered is delivered to children and young people. They've got a voice, and we need to be capturing that voice, but we also need to be imaginative in how we're actually doing that. They might not want to write sentences about their experience, but they might like to draw a picture, or they might like to actually record their story.
The harder group to capture are those that come in a transient way, so A&E is quite difficult. I think we've only got about 4% feedback from A&E, from the forms, so we're doing something very different. We're setting up little a voting thing on the wall, so you get a token and you have a tube that you put it in for a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. So a very quick and easy thing rather than sitting filling something out. So we're trying to respond in a different way to areas where footfall is really quick.
So the expectation from NHS England is that we listen to patients, we understand what they're saying, and crucially that we act to improve the quality of care that they receive. And within that, NHS England is particularly committed to listening to the experiences of the most vulnerable.
Children speak from the heart. I had the privilege of going into a secondary school recently, and Daniel, a 14-year-old young man, wrote me a note. He'd just spent a week in a district general hospital being cared for and had some intravenous antibiotics and some fluid, and he said the care was fine. But I just wish that staff had spoken to me and interacted with me a little bit more. I was really worried and I was scared. Now, the note that he gave me was incredibly powerful.
We're going to ensure that we roll out friends and family across all of our services. Some of those are quite hard to reach groups like school-aged children, and younger people, as well as older people, or even people end of life care. It's very hard to capture their experience.
I'm hoping that it will give our mums what they actually want rather than what they think they need.
It's served actually on one occasion as an early warning signal where there may be some issues, so that's enabled the clinical matrons and the senior nurses to tackle that straight away.
Particular staff groups have been mentioned frequently, so we've got 25% of our positive comments refer to nurses, only 1% to doctors, so we've put a challenge out to our doctors to say where are you in patient experience, how are you going to increase your profile in patient experience, so that narrative is the whole point of it for us.
It's important to recognise that this isn't just about pioneers, this is about trusts facing challenges with disadvantaged populations, looking to try and improve, and iWantGreatCare clearly provides an opportunity to do that.